Hey guys, this is God of Politics and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video I'm going to be doing another election prediction. This time I'm going to be doing pretty much a hypothetical election prediction. I don't think this is actually going to happen pretty much ever. But it is going to be for Donald Trump Jr. versus AOC. Donald Trump Jr. is, I think most people consider the smarter child rather than Eric Trump of Trump, the Trump children. He is a better talker than Trump. I think most people would admit that. On policy, he's pretty similar to. I don't think he'd really come out and disagree with anything his father says being the president of the United States, but he is a Republican and he could realistically run. Same thing with George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush, a similar thing to that. And AOC, a congresswoman from New York's 14th district, I don't think she'll ever run, and I don't even know if she'll be old enough by 2024, but it's a hypothetical election anyway. So, we'll start by filling off the safe states as always. All of these states will go safe no matter what. Nebraska's second will go safe. Trump is good in those kind of areas. Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, South Carolina, Missouri, Maine's second, and Iowa and Ohio. Considering this is 2024, those states would both be safe as well, especially running against AOC. And for AOC, Washington would be safe, California would be safe, Hawaii would be safe, New York would be safe, Vermont would be safe, Massachusetts would be safe, Maryland will be safe, DC would be safe, Illinois would be safe, and that is going to be all of the safe states. And I'll start on the likely and until states. Oregon will be likely. There's a lot of Antifa people that would be turning out for AOC, the Hate America people kind of related to that would turn out for AOC, but it just wouldn't be as large of a margin. Going against Donald Trump, I mean, it could be a recession by 2024. I think that's a likely scenario. People may not like Donald Trump, assuming he's reelected. People may not like Donald Trump and his policies by then, similar to George W. Bush. But, that could change. Nevada, I think, would go tilt. You have seen there's two women Democratic senators, and there's a majority women women. But I still think that Donald Trump was almost able to win this in 2016, so his son will be able to do the same thing against a very weak AOC candidate. Arizona would still go lean, even with the trends. AOC would not do well in the suburbs at all. New Mexico would go lean. Same thing with Colorado. They're both pretty socially liberal, along with AOC. They've actually become a lot more liberal on economic stances too, especially since 2014 and the wave year when Cory Gardner was elected in Colorado. These states aren't really red states and never really have been for a while now, so they would still go to AOC regardless. Texas, I almost want to put it at a safe margin, but considering this will be 2024, probably just be a likely margin. They voted for someone like Beto O'Rourke. And AOC would be able to get out a lot of the Latino vote to make it a likely margin rather than a safe margin, but Donald Trump Jr. would win it handily. Georgia will be lean, purely because of the fact that AOC can turn out a lot of the black vote and get enough of the suburb vote to make it lean, especially since there's a lot of trends in this area. Donald Trump Jr. running in 2024, I'm going to assume this is maybe in 2028, but we'll say it's 2024. It's a very different time from now. The trends that you're seeing in Arizona, Texas, and Georgia are going to be more in play. And Donald Trump Jr. will win these states anyway, but still. It'll go by lean margin. Florida will go by lean margin as well. I almost want to put this at a likely margin. No, we'll leave. We will put it at a likely margin, purely because of the fact that a lot of the Latinos, the Cubans, the second, third generation, I would not let go. See, you see Republicans dominate Florida. They dominate state politics. They dominate local politics. They have the governorship and the two senators, and they voted for Donald Trump. It's pretty much a Republican state now. It's solidly a Republican state. It did go to Donald Trump by 2 points, and while he probably will win it again in 2020, I think that he would be able to win it in 2024 as well. AOC would not be able to do well in Broward County, in Palm Beach County, the counties that she needs the most votes from us, like I said, because of the Cubans and things like that, amongst other things. Minnesota would go tilt. It does like weird candidates, but AOC might just be a little too weird. They did elect Ilhan Omar, but that's not all of the state. And this would be a flip too, along with Nevada. North Carolina would be likely. Hasn't gone blue since 2008. It's not going to go blue again, especially not in this situation. It would go likely. Virginia would go tilt. Virginia really loves establishment Democrats, and AOC is not an establishment Democrat at all. She would not be able to turn out anybody from Virginia. They would go back to their 2000, 2004 voting patterns before they started voting Democratic pretty solidly as they are now, and you see with the trends and everything, AOC would not be able to win this at all. And you see, even with a lot of states to go, Donald Trump Jr. is already at 289 electoral votes. Wisconsin would go likely. You're seeing a lot of trends in this area. You see these areas, especially Wisconsin and Michigan. Michigan, I know for a fact that it went by 17 to Obama in 2008, and then it went to Trump by just under 1 in 2016. That's a huge swing. It's similar with Wisconsin. Wisconsin's less of a blue state, but it would still go by a likely margin. People in the rural counties would just vote 100 or 95 to 4 or 5, maybe third party, whatever, to against AOC, and they would vote for Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump's helped out the farmers a lot in a lot of respects, like giving them free money and things like that, even with the tariffs and everything. So likely margin for Wisconsin, lean margin for Minnesota, and likely margin for Pennsylvania. Another thing I haven't seen a lot of people talking about is the fact that people like Bernie and in this case AOC are completely opposed to fracking. They want to shut all fracking plants down. I don't know how they're going to get to net zero emissions if they're going to stop all fracking like in 10 years and close all fracking plants down. That just makes zero sense. But fracking, it's necessary to the local economy of Pennsylvania, and a lot of people would not like AOC for that. Amongst other things, Philadelphia would not turn out for her. Pittsburgh would not turn out for her. It's becoming more of a red state, and it would go to Donald Trump pretty easily. I think Delaware would be lean. And not much to say about this. Donald Trump would be able to swing it if he tried hard enough. New Jersey will be likely. Connecticut will be likely. Rhode Island will also be likely. These places are just less blue than they used to be, but I still think they'd go blue regardless. I think Maine's first district would go lean, but it could get a lot closer due to the trends and everything. And Maine at large would go likely. And the final state, New Hampshire, would go by a lean margin. You see Bernie was barely able to win New Hampshire compared to how he won in 2016, although that was Bernie's territory. But AOC is Latina. She isn't white. She doesn't have much appeal to the older voters, where New Hampshire is, I think it's an older state, and AOC would not be able to win there. Donald Trump also won against an establishment Hillary Clinton, so why would he not be able to win it against AOC if it's his son, who's a better talker, doesn't have the same kind of tone that his father has, and would be very similar in the economic issues that people actually like. So this would be an electoral, I would call this a electoral landslide, 341 to 197. He could even win Colorado, New Mexico, Delaware, maybe even get Oregon close, but it'll be a very interesting election if this happens. I don't think it'll ever actually happen, but it would be pretty funny if it did. And yeah, Donald Trump Jr. would get 341 electoral votes, AOC would get 197, making Donald Trump Jr. the 46th president of the United States after Donald Trump, his father, I'm going to assume. Alright, thank you all for watching this video. This is just a hypothetical video that I thought I'd just do for fun. We'll get back to more serious videos soon, but yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys later.